All right, we're going to do the Western Conference now. Make sure to follow Jarrod on Twitter. That is hey_it's_JP. Myself, Trey Daubert. All these episodes are going to be found on the YouTube channel, and they're going to be individually broken down into the post as well for the previews. So, Denver, Minnesota. My favorite stat on the Timberwolves is they have a 0.00 point differential on the season.
The definition of mediocrity.
That is your Timberwolves team going up against the Nuggets. So take of that as you will.
You know, like when the Gobert trade happened, a lot of people said, "Oh, what does this do? Does this take Minnesota from like 8th to 6th?" And it turns out that that's, you know, when you throw in that Towns missed 60 games, you could probably say that that's pretty much what happened. You know, all the stuff that people said in jest kind of happened. Yeah, Minnesota have improved, and we haven't gotten to see anything like what Minnesota could do, considering Towns missed the preseason as well with COVID and injuries, and Gobert missed a part of it with Eurobasket. But yeah, this is actually a little bit more of an intriguing series than I think people are giving it credit for.
Oh,
yeah. Well, part of it, and look, if the Nuggets can flip the switch, then it's over. It's going to be 4-1. But you look at Denver's last 4 weeks of basketball, it has been pretty uninspired.
Is that basically the timetable of when I said they can't win the title?
I don't think you have that much power, Trey. But when I did the awards pod on Jackson's pod, was it 2.5 weeks ago? And we both said, "Yep, Jokic for MVP." I've changed to Embiid since then.
Yeah,
and
mine is.
But it's not so much what Embiid has done; it's actually Jokic has dropped away. Like again, if I had my imaginary ballot, I would have to think long and hard about Giannis for number 2. Because this last month has just been so bad for Jokic, but you know, as Jokic goes, the Nuggets go.
I worry about them defensively more than anything.
Yeah, look, defensively they're always going to be average at best. Yeah. Yes, that's just the personnel they've got. KCP's a good defender. Gordon's a good defender, but you look at their other 3 starters, Murray, Porter, Jokic, they are decent at best.
I just don't think it's good enough to win the title. You have to be at least in the top half of the league in defense.
You would think so, yeah. And you know, if you want to sub out, like if Porter's having a bad game or Murray's getting picked, you can sub in, you know, a Bruce Brown or a Christian. I keep calling Christian Braun, but it's Christian Brown. But they don't give you nearly as much. Like what they gain on defense, they lose more than that on offense. And Jokic isn't, like, as much as he is a fulcrum, he can't do it all by himself. The big thing for me, though, is actually the intrigue in the matchups.
So you're giving Minnesota a chance here.
Again, this is with the giant, like this big asterisk of Denver playing the way they have for the last few weeks. Because again, they just seem to have run out of gas. Whether it's they lost interest in the regular season, I don't know, but they've been bad since about mid-March. You know, people talk about drawing Rudy Gobert out away from the basket, and Jokic can absolutely do that. But you know what Minnesota have? A second 7-footer.
And he's good away from the basket.
Well, Towns isn't great defensively anywhere, really. But you know, he's not great east and west. His lateral speed isn't good. But Jokic isn't really all that quick laterally either.
No, and he can hit shots.
Well, Towns can. I'm just talking defensively for the Wolves for the moment. But Towns might be able to do just enough to Jokic that it allows Gobert to be the weak side help. Yeah, he's big enough to be able to, as long as he just doesn't bite, knowing that he's got Gobert behind him to block shots, as long as he just stays nice and vertical and plays chest to chest, he might do enough to stop Jokic's like looking for his own baskets.
And you don't have D'Angelo Russell getting burned either.
Well, that's exactly it. Conley's as old as the hills, but he's still better defensively than Russell.
Yeah.
Well, like again, I think Russell gets a little bit overlooked defensively because he's actually quite a good team defender. He picks passing lanes well. He's always in the right spots away from the ball, but he's just got no east-west speed, so he gets burnt off the dribble, and that's what people notice. But nonetheless, Conley, even at age 73, is a better defender than D'Lo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just look at it and go, Gobert could fade away off Gordon because he's not exactly a dead-eye jump shooter. That way you can leave someone stuck to Murray. You can leave someone stuck to Michael Porter. You could maybe take your chances with KCP, who blows hot and cold. Gordon's not a great outside shooter. That means Gobert could stay closer to the rim and be a deterrent for Murray's drives, for Porter's drives, for Jokic, being able to help Jokic when he beats up Towns. At the other end, Daniels. Well, that's a huge loss because that's the Michael Porter matchup. So I haven't heard. I got to admit, I haven't seen anything that says how long McDaniels is out for. Well, that's the thing. I would expect he's probably out for this series at the very least. So that one really does hurt. Like really hurts. Probably hurts them more than punching a wall. But but yeah, look, I look at the way at what Minnesota can do offensively as well. I would expect that that Aaron Gordon would actually get a lot of time on Towns, and you basically have Yoki. Yeah, he's able to at least get up on his shot, and he's strong enough that he can hold him out in the paint. And it also means that you can have Jokic coming across with his quick hands and quick feet and mastery of angles. Because, if you're leaving Rudy Gobert, unless it's a dunk, you're not really giving up much.
Towns needs to realize he needs to take over offensively.
Yeah, and look, he played really, really well against the Lakers. I thought he was excellent. Best playoff game I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
And also against the Thunder today, to be honest, he was really good against them. But the one who I think could turn this series is Ant Edwards. He was better today than he was against the Lakers. That's not to say he was
awful against the Lakers.
He was woeful, absolutely woeful. But, Jamal Murray's certainly not going to stop Ant. And KCP's a good defender, but he's just not big and strong and quick enough, especially at this stage of his career, to deal with Edwards. So if Edwards, and Michael Porter's sure as shit not going to stop him. So if Ant can go off, if Ant has one of those series where he hits 4 threes a game and goes off for 28, 29 a game, then this series could be a lot closer than what it looks on paper.
Okay.
I'm still going to say the Nuggets, again, the asterisks. If Denver picks it up and goes back to their mid-season form, probably 4-1. But if this is one where Denver can't snap out of their funk, I reckon the Nuggets will just eke this out in 7. I think this could be a close one.
7?
Seriously, that's how bad Denver have been playing. So if Denver snap out of it, then this series is short. But if they don't, if they're unable to locate that switch and flip it, then this could be a lot closer than what people think.
7.
Yeah. And I know I'm hedging my bet saying it depends on what Denver do, but I really think if Denver can't, get back to what they do, then Minnesota could give them an almighty fright.
How about, I want to ask you this. What's going on with Thomas Bryant? He was supposed to be their big trade deadline pickup, and they don't play him.
Yeah, a stupid pickup. Absolutely stupid pickup.
They don't play him.
Yeah, but the problem is they can't. He cannot play next to Jokic.
No,
he literally cannot play next to Jokic. So it's like it's like playing DeAndre Jordan next to me. It's a nothing thing. Zeke Naji is the perfect guy who can play backup center but can also play spot minutes at the 4. Yeah, he's the guy that should be playing more minutes. Thomas Bryant is only there.
Why'd you give up 4 second-round picks for him?
Yeah, crazy trade. I thought the Lakers absolutely cleaned up with that one.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And especially he was a vet minimum pickup.
Yeah, and he was doing fine with the Lakers, quite frankly.
I don't know.
He would have been a better option than Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
So, it's but the big issue is Bryant on paper is great, but he's just completely non-compatible with Jokic. They cannot play them together. So when Jokic plays 38, 39 minutes, you're not seeing much of Bryant.
I'm going to take the Nuggets in 6. I really wish Minnesota had McDaniels. If they had McDaniels,
that would have made this one very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.